Hey everyone, and welcome to AC Academy. So today we are going to review Algebra 1, Section 1.4.2, Equation and Slope of a Line. Okay. And this is basically just finding out the slope of a line given points, given a table, um, whatever it may be, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and step into it. Now, again, assuming all these equations are linear, right? So we're doing Algebra 1, Section 1. So a majority, if not all, of these problems are going to involve linear equations unless I specify otherwise. Assume the equation is linear. Okay. Now, question 1 says, what is the equation of a line that passes through the point? Let me see, point, negative 2, comma 7, and has a slope of 0. Okay, so let's look at this, right? What is the equation of a line that passes through the point, right? We wrote down the point. It has a slope of 0. So let's look at this in two ways. One, we're going to look at it on a plot. Two, we're going to look at it in standard format, which is y equals mx plus b. Let's look at it on the plot first, okay? The point, negative 2, we'll say that's negative 2, and 7. We'll say that's 7 here, right? So you have this point and has a slope of 0. So what is slope? Let's hop on over to this side. Looking at standard format, we know that slope's m. M equals slope, which is the rate of change of a function, which is the rise of a function over the run of a function, which is also delta y, so the change in y of a function over the change in x of a function. This is saying that the change in y is 0 with respect to the change in x, right? So one might say, oh, they said delta y over delta x equals 0. I'm saying that this is the same thing as 0 over delta x. One might say, oh, why isn't this delta y over 0, right? Well, you can't divide by 0. Okay, that's just the reason why. So, looking at this, we have this, and we're saying, okay, this is our slope 0. So we know that the change in y, so up or down on this function or on this plot, with respect to the change in x is 0. So we know that it's going to be like this. So as we change x's, so 2, 4, 6, say that's 0, negative 4, negative 6, the y is not changing. So we have a solid line here at 7. So what is this equation? Let's look at standard format. Y equals mx plus b, mx plus b. We know our slope is 0, which makes this go to 0, and we get y equals b. Well, if we're given this point and we know the slope 0, what is the y-intercept of this point? We are saying that y does not change whenever x changes by saying the slope is 0. Thus, whenever x equals 0, y continues to equal 7. So we know that our equation is y equals 7. Right? Because throughout this whole plot, y is equal to 7, and x does not change. Or rather, the slope does not change. So this whole thing is equal to 0 regardless of what x is equal to, because m, our slope, equals 0. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense. Again, if it didn't, go ahead and put it in the comment section and I will run back through it. What is the slope of a line that passes through the points 26, 7 and negative 39, 12? Okay, so again, let's look at standard format. Y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope, b equals the y-intercept. Okay, so we have 2 points. We know, let's solve for slope, right? So slope is delta y over delta x. Okay, which delta y here, again, x, y. Delta y here is 12 minus 7 divided by negative 39 minus 26. Okay, so putting that into the equation, putting that into the calculator, 12 minus 7 equals 5. Okay, and negative 39 minus 26 gives us negative 65. Negative 65. 5 divided by 65. Sorry, 5 over negative 65 equals negative 1 over 13, which is the same at, well, okay, let's not even do that. Let's leave it at negative 1 over 13. Okay, so our equation right now is y equals negative 1 over 13 x plus b. Now we have to solve for the y-intercept. Let's go ahead and plug this point in. Our point 26, 7 into this equation. So plugging this in, and let me change colors. Y, which is 7, equals negative 1 over 13. X, which is 26, plus b. Okay? So let's go ahead and solve this out. Negative 1 divided by 13 times 26 gives us negative 2 plus b. Right? Now continuing on, plus 2 plus 2. So b equals 9. Right? So we add 2 here. 7 plus 2 equals 9. That equals b. And putting our final equation, y equals negative 1 over 13 x plus 9. Okay? So hopefully, again, that one made sense. What did we do? What were the steps that we took for this question? We have our 2 points. We have our standard format, y equals mx plus b. After that, we solve for slope using the 2 points. Slope is equal to delta y over delta x. So the rate of change in y divided by the rate of change in x. We get that, and we solve for slope being negative 1 over 13. We then take that slope, plug it back into our standard format equation, which is y equals mx plus b. That gives us y equals slope, which is negative 1 over 13, times x plus b. From there, we take one of the points, and we plug it back into the equation that we just generated, right? So we take 26, 7, plug it into y equals negative 1 over 13x plus b, and we solve for the y-intercept, which is b. Solving for the y-intercept gives us b equal to 9. After we have that, we put everything together, and we get y equals negative 1 over 13x plus 9. And that is the equation we solve for. So hopefully, hopefully that makes sense. If not, go ahead and put it in the comment section, and then I'll get to it as soon as I can. But yeah, that's the end of this section. So hopefully you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks.